Good evening. His voice and his longevity were unmatched. His music, timeless. Singer Tony Bennett has died aged 96 at his home in New York. In a career spanning 70 years, he collaborated with everyone from Frank Sinatra to Lady Gaga. And while he might have left his heart in San Francisco, he captured millions of them around the world.
I have someone who needs me.
When Tony Bennett sang, the world seemed a calmer place.
Just the way you look tonight.
The crooner with a golden voice that echoed across generations.
When I come home to you.
He was a star, happy to share the limelight.
I have someone who needs me once in my life.
And music's biggest stars lined up to join him. His duets, an honour roll.
That moon glow gave me you.
Bennett was an idol of Lady Gaga's, regarding herself as part of his family, but it was he who asked to sing with her.
But I hope what I've given Tony is a moment for him to really bask in how many people's lives he's really changed.
Born Anthony Dominic Benedetto in New York in 1926, Bennett was the son of a seamstress and a grocer, his father an Italian immigrant. He grew up with a love for music, but was drafted into the army in 1944, finding his voice when peace found its way. He used a stage name, Joe Barry, but comedian Bob Hope heard him in a nightclub and invited him to sing, giving him the name that would be etched in history.
Pagliacci of the Golden Gate, Mr. Tony Bennett.
If there's a gleam in her eye.
In the croon era of the 40s and 50s, Frank Sinatra was centre stage, and old Blue Eyes had words of wisdom.
He said, just stay with great songs. Many years later, just as recent as last year, I said, why do you think we've been around so long? He said, because we stayed with great songs.
Sinatra later calling him the best singer in the business. In 1962, Tony Bennett's career took off with this.
I left my heart in San Francisco.
It won him his first Grammy, but in the 70s work dried up. He became addicted to drugs, overdosing on cocaine in a bath in 1979. For him, that was a wake-up call. The comeback was on. He roared in the 80s and soared in the 90s. There would be 19 more Grammys. His duets opened his voice to a younger audience who embraced it. But in 2016, Bennett was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. This moment...
Hey, Tony.
Whoa! Lady Gaga!
In 2021, the first time in quite some time, he remembered the name of his good friend.
And I definitely won't do something with the rest of those girls.
That's why the lady is a tramp.
Tony Bennett died in his apartment in New York today, just 2 weeks shy of his 97th birthday.
There's not a place, there's not a language spoken that doesn't love him.
Leading the tributes was Elton John, who called him irreplaceable. From Billy Joel, one of the most important interpreters of American popular song, and the President of the United States, Tony Bennett didn't just sing the classics, he himself was an American classic.
I would love to have him come on stage and sing with me, but you also had to be careful because you knew who was going to get the most applause, and it wasn't going to be me.
I think Tony Bennett will go down as one of the greatest of all time. He's so present. He's an incredible artist. He just told wonderful stories about his life, about his career, and he was very humble, very grateful for where he was. You know, he had a lot of ups and downs in his career, and he always valued the comebacks.
His public star may have dimmed in his final years, but Tony Bennett's gift to the world sparkles.
In other words, I
In the United States, Jonathan Kersley, 9 News.